Hi everyone, it's Vala from First Response Division Australia with a tutorial on how to use our CAD systems in our server. So we're using Sonoran CAD, which integrates with FivePD callouts as well as Sonoran radio. This is the dispatcher screen, so if you've got dispatch access or you are a dedicated dispatcher, this is what you'll be using. Firstly, we'll have a look at the left-hand panel. Here we have the unit number, the name of the player, and the location of the player and their status. Okay, to have a look at the location of the player, because I'm currently at 7172 Boulevard Del Perro, across of Bay City Avenue. We can just click on the little magnifying glass here, and it will show my position on the map. If you hover over, it'll show my call sign, my location, etc. Quite handy. So if I move, as I'm moving, the dispatcher will be able to see my movement on the map. In addition to that, if we go up to here and click on repeater, that'll show us all the radio towers that are spread throughout the state. And we can actually go to select range, which will turn off the repeater range. But there we can see the range of the repeaters. So we've got some radio black spots, which is more realistic than just standard in-game radio. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. Now onto the dispatch side of things. We can actually sort people into groups and AOPs to display your groups here, but there's no one currently added to groups. This section is where you'll get 911 calls. So I'll just add a 911 now.
Hello? Hey!
Incoming 911. Incoming 911.
So you can see that a 911 call has come in, and there it's appeared there. So we'll open the call in the editor, and I said help me, and that's what I typed into the 911. Okay. If I wanted to assign myself to that call, I could grab the unit marker here and drop it on the call, and then that will add me to that call out. But just for now, we'll remove that call and clear the editor. So that's the 911 stuff. Now the bread and butter stuff is going to be over this side where you've got the dispatcher can create a new dispatch. So I'm going to put you need to put the call origin. So I'm going to put radio dispatch, call status active, priority 1, the address. Now I can type in there, start typing, and it will select the street for us. I'll just put 7112. The call title, check bona fides. And code, I'm just going to put it as administration for now. And I can enter a call description here. And create the call. So that's now a call that's been created here. I can now go back to edit the call or preview the call, which will bring it up in a different window. And I can assign a unit to it.
New dispatch, administration, Hoyk Avenue, 7112.
Now the reason I'm getting that notification is I'm also logged into the police CAD system on a different screen. So this is for police officers, not for dispatch. You'll see it's a little bit different. And when I've gone to that location, I can mark myself as en route. I'm on the way. Then when I've arrived, on scene. And I can then, because I've got self-dispatch access, I can self-clear. Most of our members won't have that. So the unit can call that they have finished with the call. Click on scene, make them available, and all these notes will appear here. The dispatcher as well as the officer can add notes, add a note, and that will appear in the call log as well. So for this call, I'm just going to close it out now and then update the call. Okay, and then clear editor, and we're back to where we started. Now there's also a saved types feature. So if you wanted to have a particular type that was there ready for you to use to save a lot of time. Let me put in here, oh my gosh, my spelling. It is early. Animal complaint code. I don't think we've got. There we go. Animal complaint. And there is an animal. Now, if I get an animal complaint, I don't want to have to type that every time. So I can go up to saved types and click on save. All right, and you'll see that it is now saved. That's not a CAD wide thing. That's for each individual dispatcher to add their own. So I'm going to clear the editor, and now I want to use a foot patrol. And you can see I've got a foot patrol here. I can type in the description. And once the call is created, I can then open the call, and I can add notes here if I need to. Another feature of the CAD is that when FivePD jobs are spawned in and someone accepts those jobs, and quite often you don't have to accept them, they will also appear here in the active calls list. When the active calls are active, they are in this list, and we can go here to call history and have a look at all of the call outs that we've had. So if we need to go back, as an officer says, oh, there was a pursuit, I can't remember the reg number of the car, can you get it for me? Go back to here, and quite often there'll be the registration number of the car or the name of the offender in here. Again, clear out editor, I go back to calls. Now, another feature is a panic button. So if I hit this panic button, you'll hear an audible message, and it'll tell everyone that's logged into CAD where I am.
Panic Unit, LSP10, 7172, Boulevard del Perro, Bay City Avenue. Panic Unit, LSP10, 7172, Boulevard del Perro, Bay City Avenue. Incoming 911. Incoming 911.
So that voice will repeat itself twice, and it will tell everyone where I am. Okay, so it reads out the street name as well as the postal, and cars can start responding to that. I'm just going to toggle the panic to turn that off. And that's pretty much the basics of our CAD system. There's some other CAD features here. If we go to unit management, we can go to the live map, and we can see where units are on the map. As I said before, when they're moving, you can see them moving. You can go up also to unit management and timers. You can set a timer for something. So for example, if you wanted a welfare check on a unit in 10 minutes, you can then set that timer, and there we've got a timer there, and an alarm will go off in 10 minutes to remind you to do a welfare check. Okay, timer 1, I can call that, I think I can change no, I can't change the name. Oh, there we can. Welfare on LSP10. Okay, and that'll pop up and let me know that I need to do a welfare check on LSP10. So I'm just going to stop that and get rid of it. There's also a feature for documentation. You can go to notes, and you can add notes here if you want to keep them for whatever reason. And this is persistent. This will stay here until you delete it. And there's a very important note for me: to get milk from the shops. You can add a new note. You can add the note here and type in there whatever you like. All right, and they will remain there until you delete them. Also in documentation, you can list the offence codes. You can also list the penal codes. This will show you all of the penal codes that are entered into the server currently. We're still working on that to add them all. You can also go to quick links, where we have our San Andreas penal code and the traffic regulations. Hit that, and it'll take you to where our legislation is. And you can add any quick links you like in there through the CAD system. So that is pretty much it for the CAD system and how to dispatch. Obviously, for anyone who's wanting to dispatch for our community, you need to be fairly competent on the radio and be able to multitask and think of a few things at once. So you may have 3 or 4 cars all off at jobs and doing various things. You've got to keep track of all of those things. If you have any questions, hit us up in the comments section. As always, thanks for watching. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll see you in the next video.
Start me a card for a parking problem. 423.